Today I'm going to show you the exact research I just shared with my own real estate team here in Brantford, Ontario. This is an update for May. Stay tuned. Hey, welcome back. My name is Jeff Thibodeau. I am a real estate broker and co-owner of the largest independent real estate brokerage here in Brantford, Ontario, Canada. I've been at this for more than a dozen years, doing my own in-depth analysis, and I provide that research to our agents, our clients, our investors to help them make informed decisions. And what I have here for you today is the exact slides that I shared with them. You're not really going to be able to pull this same data for yourself unless you have your own access to the MLS data and you're pulling it out yourself and running your own analysis. So what I have for you today is up to the minute, really, statistics instead of 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks behind, which is the typical reporting cycle of a month's worth of data. What I want to show you is the 6 key kind of data points we're looking at, and I have them here right on my screen. So let's look at the computer. This chart you're seeing here is part of our monthly update we put out for the consumers, and we broadcast it on our blog. You can look back at previous months. These are the 6 main data points. The first one we want to look at is for sale. Okay, that's the number of total properties for sale. As we make this video today here in Brantford, there's only 203 houses for sale, and that is actually down 30% from where it was at this time last year. Now that's normal because we've had a bit of a slowdown in the number of houses coming on the market, but there is an effect that trickles out of that low inventory environment as we come through, and we'll get back to that in just a second. The second statistic here, the sales, 76 houses sold last month. That is down 54% compared to what an April should be. And we all know why. We've been on social isolation and stuck in our houses. And also, look, the number of new listings coming on the market over here, we're at 134 last month, which again is down 54%. So what you see is the demand dropped, but also the supply, the new inventory coming on the market dropped. And what we have is a net effect that the inventory, the number of homes available today, is actually 30% lower than where it was at this time last year. So the market is actually tighter and a little bit hotter. Strange, right? Let's look down here at the average sale price. We're looking at 447,000. That is in April, right? All the homes sold last month. That was during the lockdown. That number is still up 7% from the year before. So we haven't seen a huge dip or pricing crisis, which people were predicting. I didn't think it was happening. So far, it's not happening in the data. We got to keep an eye on it for further months. But still, year over year, even with a full month of lockdown and 55% less transactions, we're still up 7% on pricing year over year. The days on market, it's holding steady, about 21 days. Even in a pandemic lockdown environment, the average house was selling only 23 days from the time it was listed, all the conditions cleared, and that's a unconditional sale. And then if you look at the average list to sale price, here we're looking at 98.6%. So that's a high number, guys. That's pretty close to full price. And we actually are starting to see the number move back up month over month. We saw a little bit of homes take some negotiation room, but overall, we're seeing pretty strong offers coming in, and a lot of new listings are getting early attention and high offers right away. Okay, let me break you down a couple more quick slides. So these are my week-to-week charts that I'm tracking myself. This chart is showing us the drop in demand compared to last year. So the middle line at 0% here, that represents an identical market to last year. You can see that actually new houses coming on the market was 30% ahead of pace earlier in the year. The year was starting out very hot, and then we started to get some reports and some news come in, and across these 2 weeks we had some weird activity where actually a bunch of people rushed to get their houses onto the market because we didn't know what was going to happen, how long the lockdown was going to be happening. But then you can see a steady decline, and now we are in about a 6-week bottom of the curve, we'll call it, flat line of new houses coming on the market. So 6 weeks straight, right up until yesterday, this data was coming in, we have seen kind of a very stale level of new inventory on the market. Now, this is important because that's what's going to keep the overall inventory levels down. If we take a little tangent here and go back to 2009 and the last housing crisis, the opposite effect happened. We had about 7 to 8 times the number of homes on the market as anybody wanted to buy. And in that scenario, things really slow down and you see a pull on pricing. But when inventory is tight and the buyers are still out there buying houses, that actually creates pressure upwards. So even though a lot of transactions have been pulled out of the market, it's still a very aggressive market and people are still paying premium prices for homes. Let me show you the next slide, which is a very interesting indicator of what's about to happen. This is the demand curve. So you see the exact same pattern. Demand was starting out nice and hot above last year's numbers, and then the provincial and national shutdowns happened, the stay-at-home orders. We had a slight bump that week as people rushed to finish up transactions, just like the listings, and then we've seen a steady decline. Now, if you account for these 2 weeks all in one group, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, a 6-week delay. But what I want you to see here is this delay started 1 week earlier, okay? This was dropping faster. And look what's happened here. In the last week alone, we've seen a huge increase in the demand for properties week over week. So this line is heading back up and we expect that to continue week over week. This is real offers, houses selling up to the minute here in Brantford. Okay guys, last chart. This is our showing time data. I actually made a whole nother video on this. I'll link it up here somewhere. You can go check this out. I break down what this data means and where you can go look at it yourself. But basically this orange line is tracking the number of appointments being booked on all houses for sale across all of Ontario. Of course, the ones that use this system, but it's a good snapshot. And what you can see here too is that we've actually had about 2 full weeks of increase in buyer attention. So follow along the story with me. This is the earliest indicator. Buyers going out to look at houses. 1 week later, we're seeing interest in offers. Another week later, we're going to see those houses remove all their conditions. What's missing from the market right now is this blue line, okay? And so there's a big opportunity happening in the marketplace right now. So the pre-spring market is one of the best times all year to sell a home. We've missed our pre-spring market this year because of coronavirus. It usually happens near the end of February, early March, when a bunch of buyers start to return back to the market, but most sellers sit on the sidelines and wait for spring, right? Whenever that is. Now we're seeing that whole effect has been pushed. We're calling this the late spring. So you can see the flat line in new listings, even though, right here again, the buyer demand is returning and the showing requests on properties are returning. So what's happening is the properties that are on the market right now are getting a lot of attention, and 2 out of the 3 listings that I've sold in the last 2 weeks have actually gone into multiple offer situations, and the third one was bought preemptively before it ever hit the market. Okay, you wouldn't expect that in a provincial shutdown, but that's what's happening out there. So if you need to understand what this means for your situation, a couple things. Number one, I'm holding a webinar later this week. If it's still available, you can go and register for it. If not, I can send you the recording to break down all of our new strategies. But even easier, just reach out to me or anyone on the Redline team. Head over to our website to see our whole roster of realtors, an award-winning team, and any of us can help you. We're all following the same playbooks here that we're executing to have our clients win. Thank you very much for watching this, and I hope you got some value out of it. If you did, please like, subscribe, leave a comment. It would really help me keep getting this information out. Thanks so much and have a great day.